What is up, everybody? Back again with another review. And this review, funny story enough, maybe not so funny, but so I waited about years for someone to actually make this helmet. I thought Black Series was going to be the first one to do it, since they did make an original Kylo Ren helmet, but they never got to this version of his helmet. And yeah, this is from the D23 exclusive release, and I waited 2 weeks since the reveal for it to drop, but when the day came for it to drop, I actually was busy and I missed out on it. Also, it seemed like there was multiple issues for people trying to get it like in their cart and purchase it. I did get to the point where I actually had it in my cart, but it would not allow me to purchase. But many others said that it was almost like impossible. No matter when you showed up, seemed like there was somehow thousands of people before them, which just seemed impossible. But I had to fork over more than the retail price, which was about $50 more, so I paid about a little bit over $200 in total for this. I got from a third-party seller on Mercari. Pretty good deal, in my opinion, because of the fact that it's only available at Disney Springs currently. I do not live anywhere near Disney Springs, so it saves on gas, time, and money for sure. Money because of the gas situation, not because I paid more for retail, more than retail, that is. But yeah, I'm super glad to actually have this helmet in my collection. Thought Black Series was going to make it, but they never did. But I did enjoy the first actual Disney helmet line, or helmet in the Disney line, or one of them, that is, which was the 187 clone helmet. I enjoyed that one, so that led me to actually get this one, since they were the first ones to actually do this version of Kylo Ren's helmet at a reasonable and affordable cost for me personally. But yeah, super glad to actually have it. So with that being said, let me just turn around here and actually show it off. So you can see one side of the box, you're gonna get the side profile, and then on the complete opposite side of the box, you're gonna get the oppo side view of the helmet. So yeah, a little small pause there in me speaking, but yeah, I just like looking over the box in general. Then here's kind of more of the back, I would say, just showing what it can do. So this is light effects for the obviously like dang, I forgot the specific name for what it's called, but yeah, reforged lines, I guess you can say. And then you can see full scale adult helmet, so you can see just kind of closely there. And then on the other side, which may be hard for you to see, but Supreme Leader Kylo Ren retrieved the shattered fragments of his helmet to have it reforged and strengthened through the luminous webwork of Sith alchemy. So just a little more details, and then you get a little like kind of like picture of it in the film, or him wearing it, that is. And then the most important, I guess, side, which is really the front view of the helmet. So pretty big. Once again, this box is pretty big, but I really like the different like logos and stuff on the box, and the like kind of embossing going on. So that's something I like about these boxes. This one did come in a little damaged and beat up, if you couldn't tell already, but that's something to be expected of a box this size and being shipped from somebody. But I did get an actual Disney bag, so that was a plus. You gotta look at the small things. And then here at the top, you're going to get a Star Wars logo with more of those little like icons or logos on there embossed, and then just a lot of words and stuff at the bottom. Not going to read over them, but yeah, with that being said, let me actually open up this box and get into the actual packaging. So one of the first things you actually want to get on the top of the box, that is some pads. That's something I did like about the 187th helmet, since it was my first one part of the Disney helmet line, is that just makes it a lot more comfortable. That's something the Black Series lacks, and I wish they actually included. Yeah, it's just something I wish they had, which I think, I can't remember, I'll have to look again, but I think the 187th doesn't have that head strap, and the Black Series one does, to make it tight, or a little more tighter on your head. But yeah, I just like the fact that there's actual padding included, and the way you put on the pads is that you'll like attach one of these on the side of the helmet, put the cushion, and it's Velcro, so attached perfectly fine. The only thing is that, you know, if you potentially probably try changing up where you put it, the residue may get stuck there, and yeah, that just goes. So maybe be careful about specifically where you put them. I know on the 187th helmet I actually put it more towards the back, so therefore my neck was a little more comfortable in back of my head. But yeah, it's pretty much what's in this packaging, or the first thing on top of the box. And it looks like there's the instructions as well for me to open up. So it's nice that those actually come together. Then you're gonna get more cardboard here at the top. You can barely see it, but I don't feel like lifting up the box all the way. And yeah, it looks like multiple layers. So you have the top layer, then it looks like you get a middle section of cardboard to protect the helmet. And then you even get more of kind of a bottom layer as well. So as you can see, try to lift it up real quick. Oh man. Good thing the helmet was a little protected, so I certainly just dropped it. But yeah, you're gonna get more cardboard, and looks like even some just styrofoam at the bottom for more protection. So I really like that just off the bat, how much protection it got, which really helps during actual shipping in general. But yeah, with that being said, let me actually get out the helmet and show it off. So while I was actually looking, I don't remember the 187th helmet actually having this, but it looks like the little, if you can see it, those little circles right there, I think is pretty much where they're kind of like wanting you to put the little attachments or the pads. You can either select a few of these. There's 3 in the back, so you can't put all 3 in the same area. And it also looks like they have them here at the top as well if you want them. And then they have one which may be hard to see, but it's kind of like underneath the little button right there, a little bit above the visor. There's also another, and it looks like those are the only ones from what I can see, but pretty sure the 187th helmet did not have those. So it's nice that they're actually kind of giving like hints of where to put them, or where recommendations where you should put them. And also I didn't point out, but there is the power button underneath the little like battery box, and kind of like you try to hold this with one hand. I hate doing it with one hand. But yeah, right there is where the actual button is, to where you turn it on and off, and even get like the lights to turn on. But with that being said, I'll actually add the pads and then unscrew the battery box, so therefore I can actually put the batteries inside of there and let you know what type of batteries it actually takes. When it comes to the pads, you actually get 6 of these, which I showed off in the beginning. There's 6 little areas for you to put them in. So like I said, that's nice to have. So it looks like pretty much the 6 spots is where you're gonna put all 6 of these, put them in there, and then probably potentially, yeah, well, you're going to use every single pad, but it looks like maybe potentially 1 just for the back, and then 2 for the top of the head. So that's nice to have, nice to see, like I mentioned. But yeah, let me get to that, and then yeah, we'll see how comfortable it really feels. So after a lot of hassle, because I needed a small enough screwdriver just to get the battery port off, it actually comes with 3 batteries already, which was not expected, to be honest. I thought I would need my own, but looks like it takes AA, as I kind of expected. But yeah, it takes AA batteries, and actually no, I thought it was going to take AAA. But anyways, it takes AA batteries, 3 of them, and it already comes with 3. So that's nice to have, nice to see. And looks like me struggling trying to get it off the battery port wasn't needed at this exact time, but probably in the future. But yeah, looks like that's pretty much what it takes. With that being said, let me now finally add the pads in. Yeah, it's very nice to actually own this helmet, because I've been waiting for a long time just to get it, which actually led to me getting something else, which you'll see in a future video that I'll actually do a review over. And yeah, honestly, I think it'll eventually lead to my first cosplay, or just me getting a costume to really like go to like Comic-Con, because I've never been to a Comic-Con. So that's just something I think I'll finally be able to do at a reasonable-ish price, even though it usually gets more expensive. I feel like Kylo Ren's a little cheaper than most to pull off. But yeah, I'm really glad to actually have this. I know the sequels are very controversial, and myself, I do not like them, but I really like the design of Kylo Ren. Honestly, like the Supreme look a lot more, which is why I got this helmet over, you know, forking out hundreds of dollars more for the original helmet. I just like this version so much more because of the red and black. That's just One of my weaknesses personally is a red and black color scheme, and that's exactly what this would do and will do with the lights on for the actual reforged lines be able to light up red. But yeah, I'm really glad to actually and finally have it in hands. Look at the nice chrome. Good thing I have the light right there to really shine on it. But yeah, really nice chrome all around the front, which is obviously accurate and realistic. One thing is that without the lines or the, I guess, reforged spots being on, it looks a little weird. Not too much, they actually kind of blend in, but everyone's gonna rather have the lights on. But when it's honestly on my shelves, I'm not gonna have it on 24/7 because that's just gonna kill the crap out of the batteries. But yeah, and then here on the front, you can see kind of has that mesh kind of see-through. It's not like a straight black tint or visor. I don't know how well you can actually see it, but yeah, that's accurate as well. Based on what I've seen, I couldn't tell you right off the bat, so good thing I did look up some stuff beforehand. Yeah, I actually like it, make it a lot better to actually see through it as well. And people said, yeah, it is a lot more accurate that way. And just kind of going to the back, you're gonna get that kind of like line going down. But good thing is that since the 187th also had this line, because it helps kind of extend it outwards to put your head in, and it stresses out, but then it'll go back to normal like this. Good thing though, since the reforged lines, there's a lot of them, it kind of blends in and looks like it's supposed to be there. So yeah, it's nice and a great addition. Then on the back, just kind of more bland. You see more of the lines as well. Now to the side, and then here's just kind of like top view. Here's just going to be the voice controls. And then I think, yeah, there's a button here on the side. That's how you're going to get the different voice effects. Well, not voice effects, but actually voice lines. So let's go over the different voice lines.
Don't fight it. You know you can't.
Okay, so it looks like when the voice lines go, it kind of lights up the actual reforged lines. So that's nice. For me personally, right now though, the voice kind of sounded weird. Didn't really sound like Kylo Ren. It kind of sounded like a more, I don't know how to describe it, more kind of like toned down Kylo Ren, or kind of like a younger kid-ish saying it. Maybe even like an old grandpa that doesn't have as much emphasis on his words. But yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Don't fight it. You know you can't.
Okay, so that's the same one.
No one will stand in our way. No one.
So it looks like if you do them, you gotta hurry up, play them quickly, or else it'll go back to the beginning.
I'm immune to the light. That weapon is mine.
Okay, that partially sounded like it, but it's definitely not super loud, and I don't think it's really coming off.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Yeah, it's not really sounding 100% like him in general. That's just my personal opinion.
Show me again. The power of the darkness.
That one sounded a little too aggressive for Kylo Ren, if I'm being honest there.
Such pain in you. Such anger.
Okay, I think that one sounded decent. The more I listen to it, I mean, it's been a long time since I actually heard Kylo Ren say something, so I may not be hearing it right since it's been such a long time.
Together, we will destroy the Resistance and the Last Jedi. You need a teacher! I can show you the ways of the Force!
That one, even though I'm pretty sure when he said it, he actually had his mask off, that one sounded more like him from my perspective.
I'm going to find you, and I'm going to turn you to the dark side.
It has definitely more like an echoey sound to it.
Don't be afraid. I'll show you the dark side.
Okay, that one's probably the best one.
The dark side is in our nature. Surrender to it. And I will let nothing stand in our way. Such pain in you. Such anger. I'll show you the dark side. The dark side is in our nature. Surrender to it. Don't be afraid. You need a teacher.
Okay.
I can show you the ways of the Force.
I was about to say, I was like, I think I've heard some of these already, but there's so many of them, you almost lose track of like where the beginning or what was the beginning one. So that's nice to see. But yeah, that's it. So every time the voice line goes, I guess the Reforged lines actually light up. And then with the actual lights on, here it is. So like I said, eventually I'll turn everything off, and then that'll give a better perspective as to how bright the lights are actually on the inside or for the Reforged lines. Now I'm about to put it on and then actually go over how the voice effect sounds. Doesn't really look like there's different levels to the thing like the old Black Series one. Or not the old Black Series one. Keep forgetting this is not Black Series, but looks like there's not the different levels to it. So looks like the voice effect, whatever it sounds like, seems like that's pretty much what you're going to get. But let me put this on real quick. Hello. Okay. Seems a little echoey, but that's kind of what the character Kylo Ren is like. It's probably gonna be really hard to hear me just because how it is, but I feel like the voice effect is actually really doing its job. From your end, may not be doing the best, but to me personally, seems like it's doing its job. Yeah, let me try to talk even deeper. You can see my eyes. This is a funny fact because of the mesh and not it being completely blacked out. But also I have lights in front of me, so that's probably another thing. If I was in the dark, you probably wouldn't be able to see that. Yeah, it seems like the voice effect is pretty much doing its job. Hello. You need a teacher. Surrender to it. I am Kylo Ren. Ben Solo. He is gone. So yeah, it's a little bit of the voice effect. With that being said, I'm gonna get into actually turn the lights off. I think the voice effect is doing decent from what I can hear from your end. Like I said, maybe a bit different, may not be the best. I'll see for myself when I actually listen to the recording. But right now, seems like it's doing the best of what it can do for what it is. So here is how bright it is. We try to put it away so the voice effect doesn't come in, or voice changer. So as you can see, it is very, very bright. Once again, I'm in complete darkness right now, and you can see my face actually reflecting off of the helmet, or because of the light, it's onto my face and actually presenting me. But yeah, it's very, very bright. May look a little orange, but it's actually, trust me, pretty nicely color red in person. So that's just how the camera kind of perceives it. I'm gonna just put it on real quick, and then you'll probably hear the voice changer again, just because I want to see how it looks in complete darkness on my actual head. This is definitely very intimidating if you were to actually creep up on someone or something. Yeah, this is definitely very cool. The nice lines. This light looks like it's actually peeking through the most. You can't really see my finger, but I'm pretty sure you know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, it's this one. It's peeking through the most. That's probably a potential kind of like issue, maybe not. Pretty good, if I say so myself. And most likely you probably would say the same. Very bright. I actually like how nice it looks in general. This is insane. I'm very impressed. Like I said, definitely saved me personally time and money, because I'm not traveling to Disney Springs to get this helmet, no matter how much I liked it. So I was glad to get it on the aftermarket for a decent price, considering it was kind of limited exclusive. Didn't say exclusive to a certain amount, but as it turns out, it seemed like it was only for that event and only going to be at Disney Springs, so that was unfortunate. But for something like this, it's going to rise in value because not many people are going to have it. Potentially one in the future. and it's probably the cheapest and best alternative on the market for a reforged Kylo Ren helmet, or else you'd probably be paying about $400–500 from elsewhere. So with this, I'm very impressed. I'm glad to have it in my collection. Let me just look at it. Chrome just is phenomenal. Like I said, I don't know what the voice changer actually sound like. From your ends, you'll know before I do, or probably not, because I'm gonna review everything. Super glad to add this to my collection. I've been waiting for it for multiple years, pretty much ever since the movie. No matter how bad it was, no matter how bad the sequels were, Kylo Ren was the best character in my opinion from those movies, even though he could have been a lot better if he was actually written properly, so that may not be seeing much. Love the numerous voice lines. I wish, like I said, from the 187th, I was glad they included voice lines, and I wish Black Series would actually do the same, because it really makes you feel like the character, and you don't have to say anything or even try to sound like them, even though some of the lines definitely seemed a little off in terms of sounding like Kylo Ren. So I would say probably a 9.6 out of 10 for me. It would be nice if there was potentially like something like Black Series had, which was being able to turn different, like the voice changer, so it could be like a deeper tone or different, like not only volume, I forgot the specific name, but just being able to go change it a little bit through that way, so therefore you can make it sound more aggressive, that is, if you didn't like the first one. So that's just one recommendation from me. You should probably pick up yours now, trying to find it somewhere before it rises significantly in value. With that being said, that's going to wrap up today's review, and until next time, I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed a nice look at the Kylo Ren Reforged helmet.